I want to give a big round of applause to my brother Oguchi Onyewu, who is selected to be in the U.S. Soccer Council, correct?
Athletes Council.
Athletes Council. Tell us a little bit about what that is and what is your role on that prestigious.
I'm one of many voices, man. The Athletes Council as a whole has its part in regards to bylaws, in regards to voting rights, whether it be the presidential election, vice presidential election, really everything that governs U.S. soccer as a governing body in America. So I'm happy to be on it, shake things up, give my opinion, and just to learn as much as I can.
That's what's up. Well, I'm glad you're on that seat, brother, and I know you're gonna do a great job and make us proud. I also want to give a to the MLS. How the hell you leave my brother Damarcus Beasley off the MLS 25 greatest?
Oh man!
All right.
Here we go.
How the hell you leave off Damarcus Beasley off the 25 greatest MLS players?
I've been waiting to talk about this with people that understand, right? This is ridiculous. And I'm going to say it right flat out. This is bullshit. There is no way in God's green earth
God is green.
that Damarcus Beasley should not be in the conversation of 25 greats, whether it be MLS, whether it be indoor soccer, whether
I was in the conversation. I just didn't make it.
No, that's my point. You need to be there. There are some people in there.
There is no conversation.
There's no conversation. There's no conversation. If Landon's there, you got to be there. 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me read you in alphabetical order the 25 players that were selected. And I would love to hear you guys' opinions, starting with Oguchi Onyewu first, and your thoughts and who you might feel shouldn't be on the list. All right.
And I don't even like that.
We're going to just do it. Go ahead. Just knock them out.
Jeff Vagos, Kyle Beckerman, David Beckham, Carlos Bocanegra, Dwayne De Rosario, Clint Dempsey, Landon Donovan, Marco Echeverri, Robin Frazier, Sebastian Giovinco, Kevin Hartman, Kobe Jones, Robbie Keane, Chad Marshall, Josef Martinez, Tony Miola, Jaime Moreno, Eddie Pope, Preki, Steve Alston, Nick Romando, Carlos Valderrama, the God, Diego Valeri, Chris Wodolowski, and BWP Bradley Wright Phillips.
First off, I do want to congratulate everybody that made the list, because I mean that's not an easy list to make. Because I mean I was one of the guys that voted. I had to vote. So I had to put my top 25 what I thought was the best, and obviously it wasn't the same. I mean, to be honest, it was probably only maybe 4 or 5 names that was not on my list that made the list. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna ask you that, but Gooch, we don't want, again, it's a very, like B said, a very hard list to make. Very difficult to put a 25 out of the 25 years that MLS has been in existence. But give me 2 players that you feel shouldn't have made this list.
I got a quick question for you, Bees, because you played with him. In Chicago, are the championships that Carlos won, were any of them when you were not with him?
No.
So there's no way that you can't be on that list if he is. That's facts. Tell me what you have won, what he has won in the MLS that you haven't, and then
he had a defender of the year.
Oh, okay.
He had I think he won defender of the year twice. I think.
Okay.
That was it. I think that was it.
Okay.
I think that was it.
So I believe that
Carlos Bocanegra won 2 times MLS Best 11, 2 times MLS Defender of the Year, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Lowe's wasn't on my list.
Okay. I believe that with Bradley Wright Phillips or Josef Martinez, you gotta pick one of the 2. You can't have both of them. You shouldn't have both of those.
Who you picking, Bees, between those 2?
I mean, I don't think I didn't have neither one of them, to be honest. I don't think. I'm trying to think. I didn't have Bradley Wright or
Josef Martinez.
Joseph, he been in the league what, 3 years?
3 years.
Come on, man.
3 years, but yeah.
Nah, I don't. But then I take that back because I can't say the years, but because
Sebastian.
I put Giovinco.
But he was.
And I've heard arguments that he shouldn't have made it because he was only there for a couple years. You know what I'm saying?
How many years did you play in the league?
4.
Originally, yeah. Before you went overseas.
4.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you shouldn't be on this list unless you won a championship. I think that has to be
that takes me out right there.
I mean, that has to be a
You won a
championship
championship.
no, you want
Open
a
Cup.
Open Cup. You have to win something, right? You have to at least win a cup first off. And then
so Wondolowski shouldn't be on the list.
He should.
But
well, I know. I'm just saying based on his logic.
Yeah,
but everybody gonna have different. Everybody gonna have different opinions.
I love Steve Ralston. I love him.
Larry?
I love him like cook food. But for me, I was like, nah, man. To say you're the best 25 ahead of Bees, no.
If he still kept the assist record, then I think that then I can understand that. But for him to to get broken.
You know, one dude I did have that didn't make it.
Who's that?
Cienfuegos. That dude was nasty. Nasty. He was a good player.
How is Jorge Campos not on this list?
How many? He only played with a couple years in MLS.
But he was a field player, a goalkeeper.
He didn't stick. You guys think Clint Dempsey should have been on the list?
I mean, yes and no. I say yes because,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying yes because I mean it is Clint and what he I mean he did win a championship.
2016.
Yeah, he did win a championship, and I mean obviously one of the best players that ever played. But I just think when we talk about the 25 best players, and they say on and off the field, and in just MLS, not what you did in Europe, not what you do with the national team. It's just what you did in MLS. You know, so I think he did enough to make the list. But I would have if he didn't make the list, I wouldn't have thought, oh man, he should have been on it. You kind of know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm okay. Obviously, I'm okay with Clint being on the list. But I'm saying if he was not on it, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Because he wasn't most of his career and most of the things he did with the national team in Europe. You know what I'm saying? He was only in New England for a couple of years, and then he came back with Seattle. He did win a championship. I know he was injured when all that happened, but still.
I love that Kevin Hartman is on the list. I think
the goalkeepers are fine. The goalkeepers are fine. I thought it did. I thought all the goalkeepers.
Even though I wish Donovan Ricketts got that's a tough call too. I think he could have made the cut as well.
What about Diego
Kobe
Valeri?
Jones?
Yeah, I was gonna say him. I was gonna say Valeri. I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. That's what I would have switched with Cienfuegos, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But I mean, the rest. I mean, like I said, it's a very hard list to make, and I had.
Are you surprised that Michael Bradley didn't make the list?
No.
Well, Bees, we had an argument about that when Bees was making the list. Was Michael Bradley was on Bees' list
in the beginning.
Yeah, and I was like, why the hell is Michael Bradley on your list?
but then we talked about it, and then because it was like a discussion. Because I mean, when you looked at if you saw like all the players on the list that we had to choose from, and I'm going back from when I was in the league back in the 2000s, there were some ballers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people forget how good these players on some of the teams were just because of it's 2020 and we don't have. We don't have the tape.
YouTube. You have the YouTube.
Yeah, we don't have, YouTube. You can watch a couple highlights, but you don't know. Like Ante was a beast.
Dante.
You know what I'm saying? When he was playing, Razov was a beast. But he don't get that kind of because now it's not cool. You know what I'm saying? To play back then. So, but yeah. So I try to be as honest as I could and give respect to the older one, the history of that league and now. So
who's the best player that played with you, Bees?
In Chicago?
Yeah. George Carl.
Peter Nowak.
Peter.
But you gotta understand our team. Like half our team was a national team at one point.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you got CJ.
Yeah, we had up top.
Carlos.
Yeah, I mean we can start with up top we had Razov and Wolfie, national team. Dima was coming in sometimes with the national team. Diego Gutierrez was coming in sometimes with the national team. Myself, Chris Armas, Jesse Marsh sometimes with the national team. Then we had in the back Carlos, CJ, Zach came in with the national team sometimes. No, that was a whole. Even I think Evan Whitfield even made a national team camp once or twice.
Big shouts to Evan Whitfield.
You know what I'm saying? So we had our whole team. Yeah, our whole team in 2000 was the national team. A lot of it.
Yeah.
So.
Chicago Bulls.
Valeri has won the MLS MVP at 2017 and was an MLS Cup winner in 2015. So You know, it's definitely a strong play.
Look, he's a sick player. I ain't taking nothing from him.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. Yeah, we're not saying that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's one of the best 25 ever.
Bradley Wright Phillips, he won the Golden Boot twice, MLS Best 11 twice, and he's 6 all-time MLS goals. He didn't win a cup. I think that's huge. I mean, especially as a striker, especially the person who played he didn't just play 4 years. How long Bradley played? He's playing right now, and he played 6 years with the Red Bulls. You know, so he's going to play at least 8 years in the league and didn't win anything. For me, I figured there's no way you can tell me that he's the 25 best. Even for me, Roy Lassiter's a better striker.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say that.
Well, I think with Bradley, it goes to the same thing with Wondolowski. They were both so prolific in regards to their goal scoring that you're like, all right, Roy Lassiter is a great name to be put on that list if you're going to put Bradley and Wando in there as well. So there might be people like there's a lot of people I think people forgot about because it predates them, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't think of Roy until you just said it. Like, and he definitely could be on this list easily.
Yeah, if you saw the list, obviously I had a whole list of like I can't remember how many players it was. Maybe it's like 100 or something. I don't know. Whatever number it was. But if you saw the list, you would see the names and you would see their accolades and what they did and blah blah blah. But then you'll be like, oh man, yeah, I remember what they used to do.
Forgot about that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of how I was. I was like, okay, I remember what they did when I was playing against them, playing with them. And then I try to put that into some of the players now, and then what they did for the league, what they won individually and in a team. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. I was just being as fair as I could, but it was hard though. I'll tell you that it wasn't easy. And I'll tell you that I didn't put myself on the list. I didn't put myself on there.
Which is who you are. But let me tell you something, Bees. This is the crack. I need an honest answer. Do you feel that you are overlooked and underappreciated in the space of U.S. soccer?
I think I probably get more love. I want a CBS answer. I probably get more love out of this country than I do in the country. I'll put it that way.
Explain that.
I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, from what I'm saying, messages that I get, all of it, a lot of it's in Spanish, a lot of it's in Dutch. When I was in Europe and
Rangers.
And and Rangers as well. I mean, all that, a lot of the stuff in Europe was hit and miss because of my injuries. A lot of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people remember when I did play and when I was decent. You know what I'm saying? So, they don't forget.
I will speak for B because he's a humble man. B,
but it doesn't make me. I mean, I don't care.
It makes me bitter for you because
I don't care.
I'll tell you why it makes me bitter for you because we have these young all-stars right now on the U.S. national team. You were in that first class to be there. Facts. Right out of high school, making an impact in the MLS, on the national team as a teenager in 2002 World Cup. I don't know how these people can forget you. That's why I said, if you're talking about if they're talking about Landon, you have to be in that conversation, period. I know you won't say it, but I can say it for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm your man. I've known you since you were probably 5 pounds lighter.
Fuck off.
So it annoys me, and I do see that, like, probably get more love from overseas than
without a doubt
in your own country, which is sad.
A lot of people say also a friend to the room, Kyle Beckerman, as a person that they were surprised to see on that list as well. Kyle, first all-time at MLS games played with 498. In 2009, he won the MLS Cup. Kyle's been a solid player throughout the MLS. Obviously, had a long career. Started in 2000 with the Miami Fusion. A lot of people say that he's definitely not one of the better midfielders.
Kyle might not be one of the best midfielders, but he is one of the most well-known, and his record and his longevity and his durability in this league speaks for itself. It's not easy to stay in the league and have the impact in the duration that he's had in this league. That goes without saying. Like, there's people that have an impact for 2, 3, 4 years. This man has been here for what, 21 seasons?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
that in itself says something about, because there's injuries and there's this and there's that, and he has stood the test of time in order to be playing at 38 years old and making an impact on his team. That goes without saying. So
that hurts my knees.
I grew up playing with Kyle. I grew up playing with Kyle on St. Club team, state team, all that stuff. So I'm happy to see him on that list. But like B said, with some of these other people, if he weren't on the list, I wouldn't be surprised either. So it can go either way.